is dropping electric van production at its plant near London, Ontario. The automaker says decreased demand has pushed it to stop making the BrightDrop electric delivery van.
Ontario's auto industry is being dealt yet another blow, with General Motors officially ending production of one of its vehicles.
Canada's auto sector has suffered another blow as General Motors is ending production of its BrightDrop electric delivery van in Ingersoll.
Tuesday night, 11:47 p.m. Eastern Time. GM's Oshawa assembly plant, one of the largest in North America, suddenly goes completely dark. Security guards lock the gates. Workers arriving for the midnight shift are handed letters and told to go home indefinitely. Within hours, the same thing happens at Kami Assembly in Ingersoll and St. Catharines Propulsion Plant. Over 8,200 Canadian workers sent home. No warning. No negotiations. Nothing. By Wednesday morning, GM stock opens down 18%. That's $14 billion gone before lunch. But here's what the mainstream headlines are not telling you. Everyone wants to blame the ongoing UAW strike in the US, but sources inside GM Canada told me directly. The strike hurt us, but it didn't kill us. What killed us was Ottawa's new Critical Minerals Retaliation Act that quietly became law at midnight on November 25th. Let me show you the actual document. Pull up on screen, Bill C-47, Section 32.1, Critical Minerals Retaliation Act 2025. In plain English, here's what it says. Starting November 25, 2025, any automaker that 1. Imports more than 15% of its battery-grade nickel, cobalt, or lithium from outside the Five Eyes Plus EU bloc. 2. OR continues to source any battery cells from companies on Canada's new National Security Risk List, which now includes 3 major Chinese suppliers GM uses. Will face an immediate 200% tariff on every single vehicle built in Canada that is sold in Canada, and a 100% export tariff if it tries to ship those vehicles to the United States under USMCA rules. That tariff is not monthly. It's not yearly. It's retroactive to every vehicle already on dealer lots built after October 1st. Overnight, GM owed the Canadian government an estimated $4.1 billion in penalties. They literally could not pay it. So the government seized the plants under National Economic Security powers. Story 1, a third-generation GM worker in Oshawa told me on condition of anonymity. I showed up for my shift and the Canadian flag was already flying over the plant instead of the GM flag. I thought it was a joke, until the military police showed up. Story 2, a supplier in Windsor said 400 trucks full of Silverdew frames are now stuck at the Ambassador Bridge because US Customs won't let them cross. They are considered Canadian origin now and trigger the new tariff. Story 3, the most insane one, GM's head of North American manufacturing flew to Ottawa yesterday begging for a 90-day grace period. He was told, and I quote, "You had 4 years to diversify away from China." The grace period ended last night. This didn't come out of nowhere. Go back to March 2023, Canada bans Chinese battery giant CATL from any new mining investment in Canada. 2024, Canada adds 100% tariffs on Chinese-made EVs. But GM, Ford, and Stellates kept buying Chinese LFP cells because they were 30 to 40% cheaper. Ottawa warned them repeatedly, "You're creating a national security vulnerability." The automakers basically replied, "We'll switch when it's economically viable." Well, Canada just made it economically viable, with a sledgehammer. And there's an even bigger chess move here. Canada now controls roughly 22% of the world's known reserves of battery-grade nickel after recent Arctic discoveries, and they just effectively locked GM out of it unless they comply. 2 nights ago, a 17-page internal GM strategy memo was leaked to me titled, Project Maple Exit, Phase 1. Here are the bullet points that made my jaw drop. Immediate cessation of all Chevrolet Silverdew and GMC Sierra production in Canada by December 31, 2025. Relocation of Equinox EV production from Kami Ingersoll to Ramos Arizpe, Mexico within 9 months. Exploring sale of Oshawa Plant 2. Get this, a new Canadian government-backed consortium that includes Magna, Linamar, and Huawei Automotive Division. Estimated cost of Canadian exit, $11.7 billion USD. Estimated job losses in Canada, 12,000 direct plus 28,000 supply chain. I'm showing you the actual leaked slides right now. Look at the bottom, it's stamped CEO eyes only, Mary Barra. Ford sources tell me they're only at 18% non-compliant minerals, just 3% over the limit, but their Oakville plant is now scrambling. Stellates is in even worse shape. Their Windsor minivan plant uses almost 40% Chinese LFP cells from the exact Chinese supplier that just got blacklisted. One Stellates executive told Reuters yesterday, off the record, "If Canada pulls the same move on us, we're done in this country." The Biden administration just called an emergency meeting with the big three CEOs for Friday. Why? Because 38% of all GM vehicles sold in America are built in Canada. If those vehicles suddenly become illegal to import under the new rules, you're looking at a shortage of nearly 900,000 full-size trucks and SUVs in 2026. Dealers are already panic buying every Canadian-built Silverado they can get their hands on. Winners: Tesla, 100% vertically integrated, barely touched. Toyota and Honda, already shifted to Japan, Korea supply chains years ago. Chinese automakers, ironic, but now Canadian consumers might start importing BYD and NIO directly. Mexican auto plants, GM already fast-tracking for billion-dollar investment south of the border. Losers: GM shareholders, down another 9% today. Canadian auto workers. American truck buyers, get ready to pay $15,000 to $20,000 more per truck in 2026. Prediction 1, by January 15, GM announces complete withdrawal from Canadian passenger vehicle production, first time since 1918. Prediction 2, Trudeau government offers a compliance pathway, but only if GM agrees to build a new $7 billion battery gigafactory in Quebec with 0% Chinese involvement from China. Prediction 3, Ford and Toyota jointly announce a new North American battery alliance excluding GM by March 2026. This isn't just about GM. This is the first shot in a global economic war over critical minerals. Canada just proved that a mid-sized country can bring a $300 billion corporation to its knees overnight if it controls the resources the world needs. Next year it could be Australia with lithium. Or Congo with cobalt. The era of cheap globalization is dead. Welcome to Resource Nationalism 2.0. So there you have it, the real story behind GM's overnight collapse in Canada that 99% of news outlets are still getting wrong. If this video gave you value, do 3 things real quick. 1. Smash the like button, let's get this to 100k likes so more people see the truth. 2. Subscribe and hit the bell. I'm dropping part 2 on Sunday revealing which Chinese supplier got blacklisted and why. 3. Comment Maple exit below if you think GM is gone from Canada for good. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there, because the auto industry just changed forever.